I was born in Los Angeles in 1961 in a small area called Lincoln Heights. I lived there with my siblings, my mother, and my stepfather. It wasn't long after that we moved from Los Angeles to a small town north of LA called Oxnard, California. I was finding myself getting in a lot of trouble, getting a lot of fights, assaults on teachers. And this was at an early age in elementary. And it wasn't long after we moved to this city that I started getting involved with the neighborhood gang. So I started first going to juvenile hall after various little crimes that I was doing and getting caught behind. There's this one particular time that I was sitting in juvenile hall that I'll never forget. My mother came to visit me, and I remember telling me, you know, I feel like I'm being pulled in two different directions. She told me, she goes, you're pulling me in one direction, David, and your stepfather is pulling me in a different direction. And I need to let you go and go over with him. So that really tore me up to have my mother tell me, you know, I gotta cut you loose because I need to go with my boyfriend. And it was on after that. It was like I just didn't care anymore. In 1995, I was arrested for possession of stolen property. My court-appointed attorney had mentioned that they were looking to strike me out. They sentenced me 2 years later under the 3 strikes law to 25 to life. I was content with that. I remember thinking really, well, you know what? You know, you did what you could, but this is it. And this is you for the rest of your life. And you might as well get comfortable. January of 2013, I received a letter along with another individual. There was 1,200 men on this yard, and we're the only 2 that received letters from public defenders. And everybody was waiting to see if they were going to be sent back to court because the law had been modified, the 3 strikes law. And so I happened to get one of those letters. The public defender talked in the letter about you qualify for resentencing. Everything that I had done in those 18 and a half years was on paper, and that paperwork was going to go back to court with me. And the district attorney was going to use it to uphold my sentence, to show the courts that this individual hasn't changed even though he's been incarcerated. He needs to stay locked up. To this day, I don't know why, but I remember bowing my head and just saying, God, can you please cut me loose? I remember the bailiff walking over to me. He informed me that I was just released, and I couldn't believe it. I made my way down to my public defender's office, and as I sat there talking to her, she said, look, we know that this is unexpected for you, but I know a gentleman by the name of John Beltran that runs a men's home here in San Jose. I went into the men's home, and that was probably the best decision that I've ever made in my entire life. I lived in the home for 8 months and went off to move into an RV. During that time, I brought my wife back into my life. And not too long after, we got our own place here in San Jose. That's God working. So I went all in. I was going to surrender everything, my whole life to Him, and start learning how He wanted me to live my life. And so that's what happened. Ever since then, as I got into the Word, as I started coming to service and start living the life that God wants us to, so many blessings have happened in my life. I went and bought my van, decided, you know what, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to start my own. And for 4 years, that's exactly what I've been doing. I'm the owner of OMG, Mobile Auto Detailing, and it is going very well. And I'm the director of the men's ministry here at CWC, and that's going pretty good too. And I just love pouring into other men's lives. My name is Dave Gomez, and I am undisputed.